9 ways to cope with emotional pain without food, alcohol, or shopping. Is that possible? Well, let's take a look at this article. It's from a group called the Edison Counseling Group. Deal with adult, child, couple, and family counseling. Why am I talking about this? Because so many people I've felt recently, and just getting messages suffering and feeling really, really distraught emotionally from many issues, a lot related to COVID, of course, a lot related to breakups, relationship issues, etc. So thought it'd be good just to highlight some important things so you don't succumb yourself to food, alcohol, or shopping to try to deal with the pain itself. So this is just highlighting the issue. Look into your own things as well that may work for you to try to get out of the situation, try to feel better. And please comment below as we're going through this article. Is there other things that you would recommend to deal with emotional pain that worked for you that you could suggest to others to make them help get out of this situation of just feeling overburdened, overrun by heavy emotion? Please comment below as we go through this. It'd be great to know. So they say you find yourself suffering emotionally and looking for anything to help ease the emotional pain. What can you do? Perhaps you can turn to alcohol to numb the pain, or you might use food to cope and over time start binging. And if it's pizza, it's okay because you can binge on pizza. It's so delicious. You might decide to buy something new to distract yourself. Shopping, food, and alcohol aren't a problem on their own in moderation, but when any of them become your primary coping strategy, it can lead to more stress than relief. Because look, you're just distracting yourself in the end. You're not really dealing with the issue at heart that is really going on with you. And you need to, in my opinion, as they're leading with this article, is to actually do something more profound about that deals with the actual thing you're going through. All right, so let's just see what they say. How to deal with emotional pain. Emotional pain is at the root for the majority of reasons people seek out therapy. Emotions can lead to distressing thoughts such as what-if thoughts or judgment thoughts towards the self, sadness, or others, anger. They can also make us feel uncomfortable physically, chest pain, fatigue, tension, stomach ache. Yeah, absolutely. And they can lead to emotion-driven behavior, such as avoidance, withdrawal, aggression, which can perpetuate the cycle of emotional pain. Changing your experience with overwhelming emotions starts with changing your behaviors. How you think and how you act, and letting go of some old coping mechanisms that no longer work. Why is it so hard to cope with emotional pain? Because emotions are useful. They help us adapt. We can't control, stop, or get rid of them. However, what nature intended as a warning signal can blow up when we avoid them, push them down, numb, or use coping strategies to push them aside temporarily. And I think it's so important. And speaking to so many people in different interviews on SpirTake, if you just push it to a side, if you just let that energy get stuck somewhere and don't deal with it, it can do detrimental damage to your overall well-being, your physicality in the long run. So you don't want that to happen. What we resist persists. Negative emotions are a signal that something is wrong or threatening and pushing us to cope. Here's a brief summary. Anxiety, depression, sadness, shame. So let's get to it. 9 ways to cope with emotional pain. And I won't go through it all in total detail, but you can certainly go and check this article out for yourself at your convenience. Let's just touch on the 9, though. Find a new hobby. Pick up a new hobby, something that you always wanted to try, or maybe something that you already know you love but haven't made the time to do. Love to read books, however, a book from the local library, or purchase one on your tablet and start reading. I like that they highlighted books, actually, because I really encourage you personally, just so I'll do that. Like when I started to read the book Anamkara, which I talk about very often on Spearlift by John O'Donohue, who has passed, Irish poet. I was going through a difficult period in my life, and when I read that book, it really opened up something inside of me that changed my life. So books can do that to you, but you got to have the patience, you got to have the silent time, you got to find the good space to really just have to yourself and just ingrain in it and just enjoy it more than anything. It can really heal. Move your body. While suffering from emotional pain, you may not even want to get out of bed. Unfortunately, you can contribute to greater heaviness and depression. Instead, go for a short walk around the block, stand up and stretch. I stretch throughout the day. I walk with our dog to go see the fish in the koi pond nearby. Moving the body really, really takes a lot of tension out, believe me. So do your best, force yourself, and just move. I think that's a great point there. Don't ruminate. Don't torture yourself by fixating on what caused the pain you're suffering from. What has happened has already been done and cannot be undone. Going over it again and again in your mind will only make things worse for you. Absolutely. Number 4, stop telling the story. You may think that you're no longer worrying about what caused the pain, but as soon as there is an open ear willing to listen, you find yourself retelling the story. At first, you can help, but at some point, you have to stop telling yourself the story and you're just opening up the wound again. Absolutely. Very, very good insight there. Simply acknowledging and verbalizing what we feel can allow the pain to dissipate. This is heavily backed by research. It works. Number 5, start keeping a journal. Did something happen to you today? Write in your journal along with a comment about how you'll overcome this. Look, I started to do that a little while ago. It's kind of weird doing it at the beginning, and it's not, I would say, so interesting or fun at the beginning to journal something, but it is therapeutic if you stick to it and really reflect on what you wrote and expressed that time you wrote it into, your notebook or whatever you did, type it down, whatever it is, as long as it got out and had a way of letting you express yourself. It does help, so give it a try. Cry. Have you been fighting back the tears? Don't let them go. Crying has health benefits such as releasing toxins from your body and relieving stress. Meanwhile, bottling up such emotions can only poison your body and mind. Actually, this is true. When we suppress or block our emotions, our body uses physical strategies such as constricting muscles, altering breathing, and so forth. Yeah, I have a hard time doing that myself. I think it would definitely help a good cry once in a while, but oh man, it's hard. Open yourself to others. Let them in. Does it hurt you to see your loved ones suffering? Same goes for your loved ones. When they see you suffering, don't lock yourself in the room and avoid others. Let them in. It benefits both them and you. Humans are social creatures. Isolating yourself ends up exacerbating your pain. Connection is the antidote. Okay? It's the antidote. Number 8, make a list of what you're thankful for. I'll tell you, gratitude practice is really the game changer. I'm speaking from personal experience. No matter what you're going through, the good, the bad, ugly, the mess, gratitude opens you up. It makes you just heal, feel good, and just stay positive. So I would encourage this point definitely more than most of the other ones we've already read so far. Practicing gratitude can give you perspective. The point is not to disregard negative emotions. It's important to allow yourself to feel and experience those as well. Rather, the point is also to recognize the good. Sometimes we can get caught up focusing on what's wrong and lose sight of all the what's right. A nice individual or family ritual to keep a gratitude jar At the end of each day, each person writes one thing they're grateful for, first slip of paper. I don't like that idea too much. I think it's just becomes a chore, but it's got to be more natural. At the end of the month, year, you can open and read them together, or whenever you need to remember the good things. Yeah, maybe. Lastly, name it to tame it. When you are struggling with emotion, pain, take a moment to simply name what you are feeling. Research shows that naming our feelings can relax the intensity of what we are experiencing. Thus, name it to tame it. To help identify your feelings, use a feeling chart. Okay, and then they talk about see a professional, therapist, da 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 da. Okay, so not bad. I just wanted to get you all thinking about that, and there's different ways to deal with emotional pain. Some of those I think are all right for sure. Please comment below. Is there other ones that work for you that are good? I think music is that for me is really good. I love listening to something great once in a while playing. I really like the gratitude one. I think, finding without forcing, just time throughout the day to be grateful for everything really you're doing. And just feeling in your heart just really relaxes your body, makes you feel good. So comment below. Was this insightful as far as dealing with emotional pain in your own life? Are there other tips or insights you think that are good to know and share with others? Please comment below. It would be great to know, and take care, everyone.